Hello, today is April 20th, 2010, and it's actually our, Darren and my 17th anniversary, so we've spent the day kind of reflecting on all the things we've learned over the last 17 years about each other and about ourselves, and we took the kids to my mom's for a few hours and spent some time taking a walk around the park and watching a movie, and we made some big bowls of banana ice cream, just basically putting bananas and cocoa powder and some hemp seeds and stuff like that into the food process for making like an ice cream out of it. Topped it with some walnuts. Kind of digestively not the best thing, but it was very, very tasty, and so that's what we had for our dinner. Enjoyed just a simple afternoon hanging out together. We watched a movie and it was nice. So it actually made me realize that those times, spending a little time away from my kids, is just as important as the time I spend with them, because just those few hours of breathing and not feeling like I'm on adrenaline all the time lets me step back and reflect and breathe and feel a little bit more ready to jump back into it all. So definitely I think we'll be working to find a few moments here and there alone and alone together too. To kind of recharge our batteries once in a while. I think we sometimes neglect that, and that's really important. So let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh, I've been reading this book called Women, Food, and God by Janine Roth, and I hadn't realized it, but I had a bunch of books on my bookshelf from her, maybe from a decade ago or so, on on eating disorders like compulsive eating, stuff like that, and things I obviously was struggling with back then, and sometimes occasionally now. And when I heard her name, I'm like, I know that's familiar, so I went back and saw her other books, and it made me kind of reflect on where I was when I purchased those books and where I am now. And this one actually really speaks to me right now, because though it talks a lot about behavioral issues and things like that, obviously if you have these issues, you have these behaviors, but it approaches it more from a different angle and from a spiritual angle. And I'm starting to realize now that okay, now that the weight is gone, there's much work to be done. There's to really achieve that balance and that sense of arriving where I intended to arrive when I began this weight loss journey. It seemed like it was going to be about the weight. Like when I got the weight off, I'd be done and I'd have arrived, and all that would matter would just be living a lifestyle that maintained the weight. But I've come to realize now, having had the weight gone for a few years, that there's still a lot of mental work, a lot of spiritual work to do to kind of really feel connected to oneself and to my relationship with food and everything. It's so easy to use food as a method of disconnecting, to buffer life, and so even digging deeper into some of those emotions, and sometimes just standing back and breathing and reading a little bit of this book at a time every day, because of course it's sometimes hard to find time to curl up with a book and get it all done, but I actually like pacing it out and giving myself a little inspiration and a little bit of food for thought every day. So I've been enjoying that, and just looking forward to the upcoming week. We have on Saturday we have a raw food potluck, and those are always fun. Of course, at our last one I had just come off our juice fast, and I ate a little bit too heavy of foods at our potluck and actually was not feeling very well for a couple days. So this time I'm going to try to keep it more about the fresh fruits and veggies and less about the heavier nuts and seeds and desserts and things like that. But I guess that's on my day-to-day food balance. I've learned more about what works or is working, or I've tried experimenting with different things lately, and I find that I've really gone, some days like I've spent like a week like doing really low fat, having fruit and greens pretty much is my whole staple of my day, and then having like maybe a handful of nuts mixed into something or just by themselves, or like throwing some hemp seed onto my salad or in a smoothie at the end of the day. And doing that, I feel really, really great, and I can start to feel my digestion kicking in and changing. And then I'll have a day where like we just eat big bowls of banana ice cream and I feel well for a couple days. But so it's just about experimenting and finding different things that work and don't work. And I really find that even when I have a quote-unquote bad day these days, I'm much better not beating myself up or feeling guilty or admonishing myself for that, but yet just stepping back and saying, oh, look, what did you learn from this experience, and how can you approach it differently the next time around. So it's good, a little bit of personal growth there. I think that's pretty much it for the week. The kids will be home. Darren went to pick them up in a few minutes, so the chaos will return shortly. So I'm just going to go breathe in my last few moments of silence and spend the evening actually updating some pictures, because I've gotten way behind on cataloging our digital pictures. So that's on my agenda for the week, and that's always a creative outlet. I enjoy doing that. So well, sometimes it feels a little bit much like a administrative task, but it's all fun. So looking forward to the week ahead, and maybe I'll be back with some recipe ideas or some thoughts on our potluck this weekend. So stay tuned. Good night.